From the moment you wake up, the assault begins. The alarm, the notifications, the news, the noise. Your brain is a browser with 100 tabs open before you've even had your first cup of coffee. We know we should meditate. We should find an hour for yoga. We should have a quiet, mindful morning routine. But for most of us, that feels like another impossible item on an already overflowing to-do list. So we do nothing. But what if the solution wasn't a huge time commitment? What if the most powerful dose of calm came in the smallest possible package? This is the concept of the minimum viable pause, or the quiet time MVP. It borrows an idea from the tech world. A minimum viable product isn't a perfect finished product. It's the simplest possible version that still delivers the core value. A skateboard, not a luxury car. Your quiet time MVP is the absolute shortest, simplest act of stillness you can practice that still delivers the core value of a mental reset. We're not talking about 20 minutes. We're not even talking about 5. We're talking about 60 seconds. Why is this so powerful? Because it completely destroys your biggest excuse. I don't have time. You have 60 seconds. Everyone has 60 seconds. The barrier to entry is so low, it's almost impossible to say no. And here's the secret. That 1 minute is not just 1/60th as good as an hour. It can deliver 80% of the benefit, because its primary purpose is to act as a pattern interrupt, a circuit breaker for your spiraling anxious mind. So what does a quiet time MVP look like in practice? Here are 3 simple options. Each takes less than a minute. MVP option 1, the box breath. This is a favorite of Navy SEALs for staying calm under pressure. It's simple. Inhale for a count of 4, hold your breath for 4, exhale for 4, and hold the exhale for 4. Just 3 or 4 rounds of this is enough to physically slow your heart rate and reset your nervous system. MVP option 2, the sensory sweep. For 60 seconds, you are going to close your eyes and just listen. What is the furthest sound you can hear? The closest. Notice the hum of the computer, the distant traffic, the sound of your own breathing. This pulls you out of the chaotic narrative in your head and anchors you firmly in the present moment. MVP option 3, the 1-minute savor. Pick one ordinary object, a coffee mug, a pen, a leaf. For 60 seconds, your only job is to notice everything about it, its texture, its weight, the way the light hits it, its imperfections. This is a microdose of mindfulness. It trains your attention and pulls you away from your abstract worries into concrete reality. That's it. 3 options, each one a powerful, accessible, minimum viable pause. The key is to sprinkle these throughout your day. Think of them as mental snacks. Stuck in a long line at the grocery store? Don't pull out your phone. That's a perfect time for a sensory sweep. Feeling overwhelmed by your inbox? Before you dive in, do 1 round of box breathing. The MVP is not a replacement for longer periods of rest. It is a tool for in-the-moment regulation. It's the emotional equivalent of taking a sip of water instead of waiting until you're completely dehydrated. By practicing these micro pauses, you are training your nervous system to return to a calm baseline more quickly. You are building resilience. You become less hijackable by stress. You widen the gap between stimulus and response. And in that gap lies your freedom and your power. The world will always be noisy. Your to-do list will always be long. External chaos is a given. But your internal state, that is something you can influence. That is where your agency lies. The minimum viable pause is your anchor in that storm. It's a declaration that you are worthy of 1 minute of peace. It's a reminder that you don't have to earn your rest. You are entitled to it just by being human. The cumulative effect of these micro pauses is macro. A minute a day is 6 hours a year. 6 hours of deliberate, focused, nervous system regulating peace. What could you do with 6 extra hours of calm? How would that change your life, your work, your relationships? Stop waiting for the vacation. Stop waiting for the weekend. Stop waiting for the perfect quiet hour that will never arrive. Start with 1 minute. Start with 1 breath. That is the MVP, the minimum viable pause, the smallest thing that makes the biggest difference. So here's the challenge. The next time you feel that wave of overwhelm, don't just push through it. Pause for just 60 seconds. Breathe, listen, or savor. Your future self is begging you for it.